So the trailer officially for Good Boy has dropped, and I thought it would be a great idea for us to walk through the trailer, watch it, have a little discussion about it because they're doing some new things here in the world of horror and in the world of filmmaking, and I thought it'd be exciting to get into it. So why don't we watch the trailer and we'll discuss from there and we'll just see how it looks, see how we're feeling about this because this is exciting. So this is the first trailer, the official trailer for Good Boy, IFC Films.
Look who's here.
Aww. Look like a dog flick, a little animal flick for animal people. I don't think I realized this was Shudder. Howl of Fame Award. We have an article from IndieWire coming on after this too. Oh, I love this. It's kind of like, it's curious. Oh. Okay. One of the most evocative actors of his generation. Emotive.
I guess next. I should never have come here.
October 3rd in theaters. Wow. Okay. Not necessarily what I expected. Also, I didn't realize. I knew it was IFC. I don't know how hand in hand they go with Shudder, but I didn't realize this was going to be a Shudder release. The fact that it's getting a theatric release is pretty cool. That was interesting. The visuals, I guess the production value, I don't know how you want to put it. It looks a little off. It doesn't look kind of the top tier kind of clean filmmaking, especially for modern horrors that I guess that we're kind of used to. But it looks eerie. And I think if it spends some time and it really kind of relies on those unsettling, nerve-wracking what's going to happen moments, like kind of like what the beginning of the trailer kind of felt like. Not the beginning where they were like, oh, happiness and all that. But like as the dog's making his way through the house. That could be fun because that's kind of what I was expecting, sort of. I don't know what I was expecting, but so IndieWire, they released an article today to kind of coincide with the release of this trailer. And I figured we can go through the article and talk about some specifics and just get an idea of where this film is at. So this article right here, you know, along with all the Adidas sponsorships and all that. So Good Boy trailer, a horror movie told entirely from the dog's point of view, is one of the year's best. So one of the most emotive actors of his generation, reads IndieWire review of Ben Leonberg's Good Boy out of 2025 South by Southwest Film Festival. And no, we aren't talking about the rising Juilliard graduate or actors studio alum. We're talking about an actor with 4 legs. So Indy is the star of Good Boy, and he has a dog, the 73-minute horror movie. Okay, so an hour and 13 minutes. Also a little different. I don't know if we're taking in consideration credits, because if we are, that makes it significantly shorter. That could make it like an hour and 10-minute movie as opposed to maybe even, what am I saying, hour and 10. Make it an hour movie, hour and 5 minus credits. I don't know if it's 73 story-wise. Which freelance reviewer Raphael Motomeyer called one of the year's best, is centered entirely on his point of view as something very bad happens in this house. I don't know if this guy is a typical film critic, if he specializes in horror or what. The official synopsis for Good Boy, also starring Shane Jensen, Ariel Friedman, and Larry Fessenden. Sorry, I'm probably butchering these. Reads, our canine hero, Indy, finds himself on a new adventure with his human owner and best friend, Todd. leaving city life for a long vacant family home in the country, which we've kind of seen a lot of times in a lot of movies. It's just the family always going to these newer houses, these newer locations, and it's always ends up being haunted. From the start, two things are abundantly clear. Indy is wary of the creepy old house, and his affection for Todd is unwavering. After moving in, Indy is immediately vexed by empty corners, tracks an invisible presence only he can see, perceives phantasmagoric warnings, that's a new word for me, from a long dead dog, and is haunted by visions of the previous occupant's grim death. Okay, so that's interesting. I mean, it's, I guess, taking the trailer outside of the trailer's face value, from the dog's perspective, obviously it's a house that's haunted. Tracks an invisible presence only he can see, so he'll be seeing entities that his human owner cannot see, which is kind of cool. And then these perceived phantasmagoric. Oh my god, there we are. Yeah, whatever. Warnings from a long dead dog. So he's gonna like maybe kind of see how, like, in movies there's like a little kid like, oh, he's the one who did it, or you're looking in the wrong direction, or look over here, like they always get like help. So there's gonna be like another dog, I guess, that he's gonna get some assistance from. When Todd begins succumbing to the dark forces swirling around the house, he's probably gonna like his energy vampire type of shit. Indy must battle a malevolence intent on dragging his beloved Todd into the afterlife. And I need to learn how to read. Written by Alex Cannon and Ben Leonberg. For our money, Good Boy should also feature a Leonberger as a result. The movie drew raves at South by Southwest. Reviewer wrote, we've all experienced the creepiness of a pet sensing something you can't, the eerie sensation that comes when you see a dog barking in the middle of the night to an empty wall, staring at nothing, or wandering off in a hurry to chase something that seems invisible. It's spooky enough to witness in real life, but add in some haunting horror imagery, as Ben Leonberg's Good Boy does in great supply, and it becomes a foundation for the year's scariest movies, albeit one that also doubles as an emotional and moving tribute to the emotional bond between people and their four-legged friends. And then there's a trailer. Okay, let's watch the trailer again, knowing all of that, and see if we have a different kind of perspective on this. What do you think? Let's just run about one more. Man's best friend, always by your side. Is that Todd? Do the best of times, I think it said. And attacks is fleeting really fast. Andy, what have you gotten yourself into, buddy? Also, I didn't know, Howl of Fame award. I know, is that like the best like animal movie at South by Southwest? Or maybe dog. Ooh. It's locked up. Is that Todd? That didn't look like somebody who moved from the city. That doesn't look like the guy in the flashbacks either. You're really playing into this, one of the most emotive.
I guess I'm next. I should never have come here.
Huh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that guy, I guess I could probably look. Let's take a look at the IMDb real quick for this. Kind of had it up and ready to go just so we can discuss. So Ben Leonberg, I know we had talked about this previously, I think on previously when we brought this up for the teaser. He had only done shorts and stuff like that. So I don't think that he is necessarily like a stout filmmaker. I don't think he just has a lot of stuff. I think it's just shorts under his belt. But I'm assuming, oh, here's Todd, Shane Jensen. So this guy's playing the lead. This is the lead. Again, not what I expected, but maybe it's just the photo. Or is there more? that it? That's the only photo he has. What else has he? Yeah, he's unknown. So everybody, so the whole theme of this is pretty unknown. I mean, the dog, obviously, Indy, unknown, I guess. A new concept, new director, new actor. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm psyched. I'm psyched for movies like this. I'm psyched for movies that take a new turn and try to do something a little bit differently. We spoke previously on of a violent nature, and even the new movies that have come out, like Together and some other stuff. They're taking new they're doing twists and taking horror to a whole different level. I mean, what we've gotten over the last few years is just nothing but astounding when it comes to horror. Just in the last year, we've gotten in horror is astounding. So yeah, I'm absolutely psyched for this. I'm excited for this movie. I think this is going to tell something new. I think this is going to it's going to be one of those movies you already know that now that once you see it, it's like now every time your dog is looking at something in the corner or barking at something random, you're going to be like, what is it now? What are you literally looking at right now? Yeah, let me know if you guys are excited. I'm excited to see this coming out in the not too distant future, which is pretty cool. Throw it in the comments. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know if there's any other horror movies that you guys suggest, maybe that typically fly under the radar, maybe some Shudder movies that typically go unnoticed. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll talk to you later.